this double O exercise. And when people say short and long vowels, sometimes they're talking about the length, but sometimes they're talking about how kind of soft or hard the vowel is. So that would be like school with 2 O's, school, oo, versus look, with 2 O's. So school is longer in duration, school. And then look is just, So do you hear the difference in tenseness? Ooh.
I do, yeah.
Okay, so it's obvious, and then the mouth difference is a little bit obvious too.
I've never paid attention to the mouth difference. Let me try and do it. So, you had school, and what was the other one? Sorry. Look. Okay, yeah.
Excellent. So you're gonna kind of parse these into their columns, and then we're gonna make it a more interesting exercise by getting you to make a sentence or something like that. So I'm gonna direct you to the link that we can open up. And we're gonna dive into this, but then we are gonna talk about, if we have time, we'll talk about what else you're working on and if it's helpful. I have a discovery call at 4:30, so I'll have to actually be good with my time today. So this long O, short O, if you find me in the Google Doc, I'm highlighting it right now. So I'm gonna open that up. So now just reading from the top, saying them out loud and deciding as you're saying them, is it more like this one or this one? And if you get stuck, I want you to use the example. So if you get to the third word and you're not sure, you can say book first and then try it like that. Book, cook, or you could say, I have it covered. Food, and then try it like food, book, and then you decide which one sounds right. And it's usually obvious once you try both. So get started. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. So we've got the 2 columns. I guess food and book is already there. And then it would be cook, foot, moon, noon, roof, room. Good.
Yes.
School.
Good.
Look, hook. That was double. Right? We had look already, didn't we? No, that was book.
That was my example.
I'm not paying attention. Hook, stood, took, soon, would, to, zoo, zoom, wool.
Perfect. Were any of them like a little bit of a struggle?
No, I think that particular sound is just so. I know this was something that I was struggling with, but only for a few particular words where I wasn't sure when I first moved to England. Because it's usually when in German it was short, but in English it was long. So like a lot of people, instead of saying look, they would say look.
Like,
you know, like more like a U sound. Like
look. Yeah, it can get a little bit tense if you have like only one of the vowels. You kind of use it for both jobs. So school book ends up sounding like school book. So you did flawless on that one. I'm not gonna get you to do that exercise because you don't need to. We're only gonna do exercises you need to. Kind of like at the gym, you don't want to do too easy at the gym because it's like you won't get a lot of feedback from that, you know.
And I can see it solved on the second page.
Yeah, that's the answer key, and like. Don't look at it in advance. But it's also good for people doing the exercise on their own to know for sure which ones they are. There's a whole bunch of these actually. Ooh, you know
I could have accentuated it more had I seen that.
Let me get that reminds me of something. Because of this exercise, I want to take you through another exercise. So these are called the word stress worksheets, but we're actually talking about syllable stress, or what part of the word actually carries the volume and the weight. And then the other syllables are kind of rushed through. So we kind of dwell or linger on some syllables and we rush through other ones. So I'm going to send you this. This is for all 3 syllables. I'm popping it in the document right under where we just were. And this isn't vowels, so I'll move it away from the vowel section later. I want to get you going through this worksheet.
Oh, word stress.
This will be a little bit more difficult.
About that one before. Yeah, that one will be more difficult.
But I think you'll be great at it. This one's in the middle. This one's number 5. So if it's too difficult, we'll do an easier one from 1 to 4. If it's 2.
Okay.
So
All
let's
right.
start in the middle and say them out loud and kind of, and if you need to compare, like say you get to furniture and you want to compare to one or two, you can say arriving, furniture, architect,
Yeah, that makes
furniture.
sense.
So when you say it out loud both ways, it's usually a little bit more obvious. So go ahead.
Arriving, architect. Oh, anyway,
Good. Yep. Like architect.
assistant.
Yeah. Assistant, arriving, like that.
Atmosphere.
Perfect.
I'm trying to accentuate now. You know what it was. I guess that's the middle one. Creative.
Perfect. And I love how you connected the E and the A with a Y. That is excellent. Creative. I'm good flap teeth.
Next one seems like a middle one as well. Dangerous.
So it's like dangerous.
Because okay, dangerous. Oh yeah, because it's
architect.
Because if I actually did that with the middle one, it would be dangerous.
Dangerous. Dangerous. Yeah.
Designer. Develop.
Ooh, I want you to try these ones with the schwa. The stress was good though. Let's try it like designer.
Designer.
Designer. Yeah, nice. Yeah, good. And nice
Develop.
Develop. So it's a duh. Instead of a D, it's a duh. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like more relaxed. More like
develop.
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 Yeah. Develop. Nice. Good.
Now everyone.
Excellent.
A first syllable. Excellent.
Good.
Furniture.
Yeah.
Mechanic.
That's right. Mechanic, right? So the
I've never thought about this so.
Yeah. Mechanic.
I don't know about the next one. Let me try this. No, it's medical rather than medical.
Yeah. Medical. Medical. Yeah. Nice.
Medical. Newspaper.
Good and nice R at the end there. Your R sounds great.
Well, I've been practicing.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to hearing about that.
Official.
So try
I don't know where I
schwa.
put the stress there.
Official.
Official.
Nice. That was perfect. Official.
Personal.
Good. Nice R.
Practical.
Flawless.
Prescription.
Yeah.
What?
Try it with a schwa.
Prescription.
Yep. Nice. Prescription.
Prescription. Swallowing the E.
Yeah, it's totally lazy. It's just like very
relaxing.
Chill.
It's relaxing.
Oh, that was actually the next word. I'm like, relaxing. Nice. And you didn't say re, so you getting the schwa. That's really good. So that's very nice. Relaxing.
That's also a good one to potentially work on next. Successful.
Yeah. You're doing it like arriving. Successful. Successful. Excellent.
Suggestion.
Excellent. So this suggestion, I'm going to give you a tip now to carry with you. Any words that end in shun or have shun in them and there's stuff after, you can stress the syllable before the shun, regardless how long it is. So like suggestion.
Because sometimes when people overly emphasize, they will go suggestion.
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 Yeah, it's try it with shuns and shuns and jun, like vision, like vision, visionary. So there's still stress before the jun, even if it's longer. Electrocution, lotion, education.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, anything before the shin is going to have that. That's a really, you can't rely on a lot of rules in English, but that's one you can rely on. So that's the last two. Yeah.
Manager.
That's right, just like architect.
And Volcano.
Yeah, volcano. Volcano. Excellent. Now there's combos, and this one you can practice them next to each other. It makes it a little bit more spicy. And cut and paste the ones you find difficult into the document to make sentences out of, to make a.
The first one is something that I say a lot at my job, because we need to develop stuff anyway.
Perfect. Develop. Excellent. Love that.
A medical prescription.
Excellent.
Dangerous volcano.
Yeah, perfect.
An excellent mechanic.
Good. Yeah.
A practical suggestion.
Flawless.
Personal assistant.
That's right.
And my boyfriend and I recently went to Victoria, and it was really cold, so we went into a designer furniture shop to warm up.
Nice. Like test the furniture, but also be like,
Designer.
It
was very clear that we weren't gonna buy it.
We're just browsing, you know. Like,
yeah,
designer furniture.
There is real customers.
Were the R's easy on both of the endings? Like, is it okay to kind of do both of them?
You know, I find they're getting easier to do, and I'm trying to incorporate them in normal conversation with people, and that makes it less awkward for me to do them in practice.
Good.
So designer furniture is that like it starts to feel more like a normal thing to do for my tongue.
That kind of that tension at the end. Designer furniture.
Designer furniture. Yeah.
Cool add-on.
Same with THs actually. I'm trying to like move away from doing Ds and Fs and doing like an actual like the. And then I've noticed now when my tongue goes into a place that it shouldn't go. It still does it anyway. Yeah, it's but you
like,
catch
hey, what are you doing? Tongue has a mind of its own. Really. It's kind of like it has like its own little muscle memory. But I'm glad that you're yeah. And do people are people reacting at all differently to how you're sounding? Are they like, oh, you're enunciating differently, or any
yeah, to an extent. Yeah, I'm having different reactions. So there's some people who pick up on it, some people who don't at all. When I meet strangers, they are definitely more confused.
Because it has elements of several accents. And
yes.
Oh, I'm trying to place that. People love that stuff, though. I'm trying to place your accent.
Yeah, people like that, and people here are people in BC are very nice about it.
I would hope so.
very, very curious and very, very happy and nice.
Good to hear.
Okay, let me continue.
Yeah, number 8.
Everyone arriving.
Nice, excellent. And the why and everyone was perfect, because I was worried you might do the British kind of one, like everyone. Have you noticed there's like anything, everything, everyone? It's like not as E. So everyone, when you said it like that, I was like, yes.
Yeah, that is a different that I've noticed just in casual speech that I've started doing differently. Same, like I'm putting a lot less stress on T's and like consonants in general. It's definitely with I very highly scientifically call it smushing together.
Assimilation. That's pretty much what's happening. Assimilation, like things kind of smushing together and like layering or like getting the same, blending.
But I feel like the work that we are doing is super useful because it helps me focus on things, whereas like I get a lot of exposure to English in my day-to-day life anyway, but it's more like it helps me turn my regular conversation into exercises that I can do.
Brilliant. That's great.
It helps brighten really boring meetings.
Yeah, an extra layer of information, right?
Yeah.
I like that.
Successful manager.
Perfect.
Official architect.
Try that schwa beginning. Official. It's very lazy.
Official.
Official.
Official
Yeah.
architect. Relaxing atmosphere.
Good, nice R at the end. Yeah, you're getting it.
Creative architect.
Perfect.
Successful newspaper.
Flawless.
Dangerous atmosphere.
Perfect. There's nothing to pick on. Were any of them more difficult? Do you want to make a sentence out of any of them? Like, I need to work on that. That's precision.
I can maybe do that as I can maybe go through as like a homeworky type exercise and figure out the ones they I think the ones with the schwa sounds were interesting to do more of. And I think by me practicing them, I'll start noticing more places where I need to incorporate that. So that's maybe a good one to do as an exercise.
Absolutely. I'm just putting in here a few schwa onset words where stress is on the second syllable. So if something starts with an Amanda, apartment, official, it has stress on the second syllable usually. So you can't really have a stressed word with an at the beginning unless it's like one syllable. Develop, and then we had
Develop is actually
relaxing.
that's one of those words where it's very easy to tell if somebody has got a foreign accent because people will go right in for the D and go like develop.
Yeah. I hear French speakers always saying like develop. I want to develop my idea to realize instead of I want to develop my idea to realize. And actually, I should put that on here. Realize. It's only 2 syllables, but no, I want to actually. I don't want to get that mixed up in there. Official, develop, relaxing. Those are ones with the schwa onset sounds. Or schwa with like a consonant. That was really flawless. Okay, so we're just having a couple minutes. I want to ask you how it's going when you're practicing. And do you ever get snagged on anything? And does stuff help, like the fake second syllable thing, or does stuff like that help?
So
when you're practicing?
what I loved the sentences you gave me last time because what I did with those is I recorded myself and then like listened to myself back, which was super awkward. But it helps because you can really tell the difference between when you get it right and when you don't get it right, because it teaches you to listen out for it in normal conversation as well. I mean, like we had this extreme sentence of I lost my purse in Perth. But that was funny, and it was like almost like a thing that I could tell people about, so it kept reminding me to actually do it. Yeah, so that was fun. And it definitely helped with the R sounds and the THs as well.
Fantastic. And the TH sounds. With the TH sounds, do you find like blending them together is difficult because your tongue has to get to a new spot? Like,
yeah, that's definitely still something that I want to practice more because it's just not, the tongue isn't used to go this far forward, and then whatever happens after, it doesn't, it's like you haven't allocated the time to go back there, and you're making me go back to that place. So
that's true. That's really hard. And blending them with like an N, for example, because it's like right before. So this is my next tip to you. It's gonna get more difficult, but 10th, instead of saying like 10, because you could say 10 with your tongue inside the mouth, right? 10. But we're gonna borrow on the way to do the TH, we're gonna kind of borrow this part of the tongue to do 10th. See how the TH is ready? It's ready to go. Anthropology. So 10th is the best because it's shorter. So let's just say 10th at first. 10th. Nice. Let's try anthrax.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean now. Because 10th I've been saying a lot, so it's kind of used to that.
That can be your primer.
Anthrax.
Anthropology. And what about panther? Excellent. And that has an R at the end. So try adding a few of those NTH words to and there might be NTH words in the Perth worksheet. there might be them there as well. For a half an hour doesn't really feel like enough time.
And you need to go do your discovery call.
Yeah,
So
I got another. So wonderful to do our lesson. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to putting this stuff on YouTube, like I said. So I'll see you next week. Yeah.
Yep. And
Okay.
if you have ideas for like cutting and stuff, email me. I can take a look at it.
Yes, I will. Okay. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon.
No worries. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.